Welcome back everyone to the channel. Hope you're all doing fine. In this video we're going to look at BTC and ETH. I'm still looking for longs and I'm going to be very transparent with you to show you how I round trip a trade and how I missed a couple of longs. That and more in today's episode. So if you like the content, please do me a favor, like, subscribe, click on the bell, click on all so you don't miss anything. Leave me a comment and share this video with your friends if you think that's useful. Without further ado, let's start diving in. We're going to start off with BTC, and just a couple minutes ago the NFP data hit the market, therefore we're seeing a little bit of volatility now kicking in. First things first, BTC, it is a little bit of annoying price action that we have seen so far. September is usually quote-unquote famous for its breakouts and fakeouts, and that's also what we are seeing now in front runs. We're having this low, and already said to you in the previous update that this low was a micro SFP of this low right here, 0.1%. It also looked very weird, and I think that this eventually can be a target for a short, and I think we are going much lower. But also yesterday we saw the same kind of thing. We're having here this golden pocket. Let me make this white. This is very annoying. This golden pocket, and we ever so slightly front run that golden pocket. Also, if we're looking on the TPO chart, then this low actually looks very weird, and also had no confirmations to get into the trade here. So this area right here was, although it was a golden pocket and is something that I'm always looking for to trade, I didn't have any confirmations. Also, if I look here at the smaller time frames, it just didn't look as good or as juicy. This is not a bullish divergence here on the smaller time frames, and then eventually you're seeing this move up that was actually very slow, and it was super deep into the session. Matter of fact, I think it was even during Asia. So yeah, that was not so nice, so I did not take this long, and I also round trip a long trade that I was in, meaning that I was getting in here from this box. I also stated that in the Discord. By the way, if you want to join that Discord, then it's completely for free. Check out the link in the description. You can see that we are tapping that constantly. It acts very nicely as support and resistance. So once we came in, I said, okay, I'm going into the long trade and I'm targeting new highs right here, or at least this point of control. And then you can see the price also went higher, and then eventually we're rolling over again and we're coming down, and I got stopped here at entry, and that is actually this trade that I kept in, just to show you that this was what I was looking for, a 1 to 4.5. So that means $100 in, $450 out if the trade plays out. But eventually rolled over, and yeah, I just stopped me out at break even, and I did not take profit along the way because nothing significant was hit along the way. Also here the price action very slow, very choppy. And I have to say that once we lost the box yesterday that started off from approximately 110,200 to 110,800, I actually thought we were coming much lower and that we would clean and sweep all of these lows right here. They would get a big wick and then to go higher, maybe. But that didn't happen. We just stalled here and thought, okay, are we then really front running the golden pocket? Or are we getting a big wick here to that 78.6 and then to go higher? But then yeah, eventually I turned off the computer and then just see that we very slowly grinded higher and higher. So yeah, like I said, very choppy, ugly price action. The shorts that I put in are still very much valid, although I have to say market Cipher B is starting to look pretty damn bullish across the board. If we're looking here at the 30 minute, you can see here money flow thick up, momentum waves higher, as RSIs melted together, view up higher. This actually looks very bullish. If I then quickly go to the 1 hour, yes, we are printing a red dot, but we're also already printing some green candles after that red dot, so I'm not all too concerned. Money flow still in the green. Then on the 4 hour, this actually does not look like it's topping out at all. We still have a few 4 hour candles, also money flow into the green. Then the daily, that was the most important for me earlier this week, because we printed a green dot on the daily. If the internet works, yeah, very good. We print a green dot, and then usually you have some quite some follow through. And also here this momentum wave is still very much up. We are not topping out at all, so I think that there's still quite some more price action to the upside. And I also said it in the last video. I said don't be fooled that you might see a red candle in between that we had yesterday. Don't get too bearish, because eventually also this move to the downside that you can see here, starting off from 13th of August till 30 of August. That also had of course green candles in between before going lower, and this also of course will have red candles in between, daily candles, till eventually we're topping out. So therefore I'm still bullish, I'm still looking for higher, but I have to say that the price action from yesterday caught me a little bit off guard, because actually I expected deeper. I also was hoping and expecting that this box actually would hold. So yeah, I got a little bit caught off guard, but of course for now I'm still looking higher. With that being said, with everything looking so bullish, the chances of this short trade playing out are actually very, very slim, and I think that the chance of us eventually going to 117 is pretty high. As I said also in the last video, we have this grinding structure. This is pure liquidity. We have this high right here, and then we have the golden pocket 117, 118, plus we have the CME gap here 116, 117. So there is so much reason to go to this area, and this actually will serve as a magnet. And this whole area right here, starting off from 117,400 all the way up to here 120,500, is just a major support and resistance. It is somewhat bigger than normal. It's 2.5%. Therefore I have multiple short trades. It depends on the local price action in that area that will determine if I take the short or not. But that whole area from 117,400 all the way up to 120,500 is a major resistance, and somewhere in there I am definitely going to try to look for a short if I see topping out signs. Okay, then quickly let's head over to ETH. But because ETH also yeah, kind of put me on a wrong foot here. Doesn't really matter if you trade liquidity or if you are a pattern trader. If you are a pattern trader, like you see here with the white lines, you have this falling wedge, then you would have your breakout, your clean retest, and then you would enter the long somewhere here, and most likely you stop loss underneath this low if you are very aggressive. Some people put the stop loss underneath here or even here. I wouldn't do it, because that stop loss is then pretty big, and therefore you're also screwing up your risk to reward. Let me check. Yeah, there's an extra 2.5%. So even if I was a pattern trader, I would have put my stop loss here underneath. But then you would have got stop out because we got this move down. If you were a liquidity trader and you're waiting for this low to be taken out, well, then of course also you were left behind without a trade, because this one is yeah, front running that low. It's the exact same thing we've seen here. We're having a low, and it's ever so slightly front run by this low. So yeah, typical ETH, and also typical the month of September. So also here I was actually waiting for lower, I was waiting for deeper. The exact price level right here that we had, there was nothing there that I could find. So again, I was looking for slightly lower, and therefore also I was not in a long trade. And so for now, the biggest resistance is still, and you can see it here live during the recording, is still this high volume node, 4,480. My lordy, this is very strong resistance. You can see it here. High volume nodes also drew it in. You can see here how many attempts this how many attempts ETH did to get above this price. We're right now on the 1 hour, and now again we are bouncing off from that level. However, meaning that if we get above the level, it is absolutely a long trade for me. Stop loss goes locally underneath, and then just ride it to the upside. The first major target for me would be around this area right here, 4,685, and the reason is it is the value area high of the range, as you can see here, and it is the liquidity right here. So that is the first major target, and actually I think it should be smooth sailing, because there is not a whole lot there other than these highs. So I actually think that once we get above 4,480, that high volume node, I think it is a pretty quick move all the way up to at least, whoa, let me put that in, at least to 4,060, what did I just say, sorry, 4,685 would be a bit more than a 4% move. Can we go higher? Absolutely. We'll leave a runner for new all-time highs, because I think that is also still definitely in the cards. And from there on, I have a very special scenario. You already had a little bit of a sneak peek there. I have this very special scenario that I'm looking at. If you want to know what that is, then again, please feel free to join the Discord. It is completely for free, where I go over pretty much daily my view on the markets, BTC, ETH, alts, stock market, whatever. and I'm sharing there pretty much every trade that I'm taking, the wins, the losses, the round trips, pretty much anything. So if you want to see what I'm looking at, definitely check that out. And the link is in the description. And when you're down there anyways, also do me a favor by liking, subscribing, click on the bell, click on all so you don't miss anything. Leave me a comment and share this video with your friends if you think that's useful. See you next time. Bye bye.